stream deck's not working. Hey guys, Captain Dylan Hubbard here at Hubbard's Marina, and it's time for a Sunday night live stream show. Hopefully everybody's ready for a great show tonight. We're going to be talking fishing, giving away free trips, and having a great time tonight, and showing you photos of what we've been catching, going over what's going on now, what's coming up, and answering your questions live during the show. So thanks for tuning in, thanks for hanging out, and thanks for joining us here on our Sunday night live stream show called Off the Hook with Captain Hubbard. Now, first things first, want to give a shout out to our friends over there at Gator Jim's Tackle. Gator Jim's Tackle makes this show possible, along with viewers like you and our fishing family, especially our supporters in our private supporters group. Remember, if you're a part of our supporters group, you can, or if you're not part of our supporters group, you can become one anytime by visiting that Become a Supporter button at the top of our Facebook page. Gets you private access to that private group, behind the scenes connectivity, some more communication, and access to that private after show we do every Sunday night after our main show. Plus, keep in mind, the show is also possible thanks to all of those who have sent stars and are sending stars tonight. We've got Jeff Reedy, Stephen Batchelor, Rich Blazsack, and Jeff Reedy with the big 1,200 stars. Thank you so much, my man. Really appreciate everybody sending stars, and of course our friends over there at Gator Jim's Tackle. If you haven't stopped by Gator Jim's Tackle, 3301 Pinellas Point Drive South in St. Pete, you're missing out. They have a huge selection, killer deals, great people over there at Gator Jim's Tackle. If you're looking for a rod, reel, lure, hooks, whatever, they have an amazing, mind-boggling selection, and now they have their own label beef jerky. It's pretty darn good as well. So check out Gator Jim's Tackle. Check out their beef jerky, their huge selection, their killer, incredible deals, and the good people they have over there. Plus, if you mention Hubbard's Marina, Gator Jim's Tackle will give any young anglers in your group a free gift. So make sure you mention Hubbard's Marina when you stop by and say hello to our friends at Gator Jim's Tackle. And then big shout out again to all those supporters and those who are sending stars. All of you guys make the show possible. We got Tegwin Stockdale, Richard Fonzo, Jasmine Marie White, and Robert Bush all sending stars so far tonight, along with those folks from earlier. Want to also give a shout out to everybody who's interested in winning some free stuff tonight. Who wants to win some free stuff? Who likes free fishing trips? Who likes free beer and free food? We got it all tonight. We're going to talk about everything. Over 450 free beers, to be exact, at Final Friday. That's this Friday. That's 5 days from now. We've got Final Friday, 6 to 9 p.m. We're going to be giving away over 450 free beers. We've got free crawfish, free shrimp, free corn, potatoes, mussels, and more. Join us for Final Friday, this Friday, and every Final Friday or last Friday of the month. We're going to have some of our friends out there, some of vendors. We're going to have the cornhole boards going, our custom Hubbard's Marina cornhole boards from our friends over there at St. Pete Cornhole. We've got lots going on. Great live music from our friends over there at John's Pass Grill. They're going to have their DJ out there. So it's going to be a DJ, free food, free beer, free soda, free water, and a free great time. So come out and join us Final Friday, last Friday of every single month at Hubbard's Marina. We do it big, and that's all thanks to you guys. That's made possible by and for you guys. It's our way of saying thank you to our Hubbard's Marina family. So I want all of you guys there. So hopefully you can make it. Nathan Alboom, appreciate you, man, for those 500 stars. Louis Canaveri, appreciate your stars as well. Robert Bush, and then Philip Kavanaugh with the big 2,200 and 35 stars. He's in the stars lead tonight, y'all. Philip Cavanaugh, big shout out. Thank you, my man. So we talked about Gator Gyms and our friends over there. Also want to make sure you know how to win some free stuff. So people ask a lot, how do I win free stuff? You give away so much free stuff every Sunday night during the live stream show. How do I make sure I have a chance to win? And the answer is simple. All you have to do is pop on over to Facebook and comment one time on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook stream. We have over 180 of you guys watching between the different Facebook pages and YouTube. We probably have even more watching on TikTok tonight as well. But remember, you have to comment at least one time in order to be eligible to win on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook stream. Then you can watch on TikTok. You can watch on Trovo. You can watch on Twitch. You can watch on YouTube or any Facebook page you want. But you do have to at least comment one time on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook stream in order to be eligible to win. Anything you want, just comment once. That enters you for a chance to win. Then you have to watch the show live, because if you're picked as one of our lucky winners, you got 5 minutes or less to claim it by texting the phone number on the screen, your full home address. So make sure you watch live. Make sure you comment at least one time. And don't forget to like the video and share the video with your fishing friends as well. Now, with that, let's get into some photos and show you guys what we've been catching inshore. Then we're going to work our way near shore, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the weather and answer your questions. So let's see. Photo time. Let's see what we're catching. Sheepies. It's a crazy time of year right now. It is one of my favorite times of year. It's a transitional time. So things are changing, fish are moving, and we're excited. What I mean by that is right now we've got sheep's head at the dock mixed with mangrove snapper at the dock, mixed with snook at the dock, mixed with black drum, redfish. We're seeing trout at night. We're seeing some tarpon show up in Johns Pass. We got mackerel. We got pompano. We got little bit of everything popping off around the pass right now. Fishing is hot. Now, I guess we got inshore and nearshore all mixed in here. So we're going to cover everything at once. So surprise, surprise. But fishing is going well offshore too. Seeing a lot of those nice big red grouper on the 12-hour extreme trips. We're doing well. Okay.
That's nearshore, offshore.
Nearshore, offshore, it's wrong. We're going to go back inshore. Then we're going to go nearshore and offshore. No worries. I was about to say, I was like, something's weird here. Let's start over again and show you inshore. Then we're going to work our way nearshore and offshore. So, as I was saying, snook fishing's going well. We're seeing some nice big red drum, red fish around. We're seeing the mangrove snapper show back up. You can see some people bundled up because this past weekend was cold, but it's warmed up significantly and it's staying warm, it seems like. Really seeing a lot of those redfish pour out of the back bays to the mangrove shorelines and flats. We're seeing the snook pour out of the back bays, making their way to the passes. We're seeing a lot of redfish on the move right now. Snook, redfish mixed in together, as you can see there. Some solid snook around the area. We got the sheep's head at the dock, sheep's head at the jetty. We're seeing pompano all over the jetty and permit. We're seeing permit out there as well, but you can see our friend Taria there showing off some pompano, redfish, sheep's head, all mixed in here at the jetty. So you'll notice there's been sheep's head, pompano, redfish, snook, flounder, all caught at the jetty this past week. It is absolutely popping off around the pass. There's that permit I was talking about. And it's a good time to get out there and do some fishing and catch plenty of good eating fish, even right there around the pass. So really awesome fishing right now. The water is incredibly clear as well. You can literally see the bottom while standing on the dock. It's insane. Plus, we've got the manatees back in town too. So if you're into that kind of thing, manatees coming back inside the pass are pretty awesome as well. It's a great view. So let's get back into some photos here, near shore and offshore, and go back over these guys. As you could see from earlier, we're seeing the red red grouper bite going pretty well for us. We're still catching and releasing some big gags. The Flying Hub 2 12-hour extreme trips going really well. Tomorrow, super, super light load, extremely light load. Only about 9 folks going out there tomorrow, and extremely nice weather too. So great opportunities for some red grouper. These are some of the near shore red grouper from our Hub private fishing charters. We're seeing a lot of them. Captain Seabass, Captain Sal, Captain James, all doing really well on red grouper on the Hub. We're seeing a lot of those red grouper on our 12-hour extreme trips. We're still seeing some hogfish around. The hogfish bite has slowed down a little bit, but we're still getting a handful here and there. Today's half-day trip got a couple hogfish. We're seeing those African pompano out deep. Great time to get out there. The 39-hour trip came in this morning. We saw a nice big pile of red grouper. We had porgies, big vermilions, mangroves. We had a little bit of everything going on. It was definitely going well. So we got Captain Mike on the line there, Josh. All right, so perfect timing. We'll get to Captain Mike, and then from there, we will get into our weather update and give away our first free trip of the night. So first things first, let's hear from Captain Mike, then we'll do weather. We'll get into some free trips and then answer your questions. Remember, if you do have a question you want answered live during the show, make sure you text the phone number on the screen. Captain Mike, what's up, my man?
How are you, dog?
What's going on, buddy?
Oh, just watching a little March Madness and getting ready for a full week of fishing.
There you go. There you go. It's popping off, man. Spring has sprung near shore and offshore. What about inshore?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's still going to be a little bit of a drag this week, but it has most with the tides.
Yeah.
You know, the tides are just a little creepy, so we took a little setback with that cold front, which I think we needed.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it, but I think it's going to be challenging. I don't think it's going to be, you know, super easy. I think we're going to have to grind for them a little bit, but that's okay. I mean, it's just kind of what you do with these, you know, quarter moon tides coming all day. You kind of got to stage yourself, make sure you're kind of paying attention to, you know, where the tide's going to be at the places you want to fish, and kind of set yourself up for, you know, the best chance to catch them. And it's just kind of how it works. You know, there'll be some mackerel too, and some between, you know, the tide movements, but I think it'll be, you know, I think it's going to be a grind, which is okay. You know, it's what we go through. You know, not every week's going to be banning 14 good days a month of fishing, and then 14 days where you got to grind a little. So, you know, I think we're in the grinds here, and, you know, it should be okay. There's a lot of snook in the backcountry still. We're going to try and catch them. I talked to Captain Joe today, and he did okay bouncing around, you know, a little bit. Gather 3 or 4 or 5 fish here and 3 or 4 or 5 fish there. So that's what we're going to try to do tomorrow. And I got my guys in from Pittsburgh, so we'll try to put a smile on our face before we get to Tuesday night's fishing conversation.
There it is. There it is. Yep. Tuesday night, March 28th, we're going to be at Bartow Ford for the Real Animals Fishing Conversation with Captain Scott Moore. Literally wrote the book on snook fishing in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. Going to be really, really cool. He introed it with snook are like deer, and hunting snook is the same as hunting a deer. So I'm very interested to see how he ties those two things together Tuesday night at Bartow Ford. Plus, giving away Bull Bay rods. We've got some Real Animal swag. We've got free food from Silver Ring Cafe. We've got also some Engel coolers, the rolling Engel coolers too. So
yeah, the cooler bags, the new cooler bags are in the house. So we'll have one of those to give away with some tumblers and some hats, and it'll be it should. So
a fresh.
I'm anticipating a good week, and I think it'll get better as the week goes on. As we get towards Friday, things will continue to get better as long as we don't get weathered up.
And the water clarity is absolutely insane right now. It is just seemingly getting better and better. And even with this wind that we've had, it hasn't really been that calm wind-wise. The wind has been pretty kicking, but it seems to just, regardless, remain really, really nice water clarity. So it's interesting. I'm wondering how long that will persevere around the area.
Probably has something to do with that cold front dropping that water temp again. Killing off some of that algae. That's always a bonus. This time of year, if you can get a little cold water influx, little cold temperatures to kind of clean things up. And we didn't have a bunch of rain with that last front, so that that keeps that runoff from getting in there. So I'm not overly surprised how clean it is, but we'll see how it affects them tomorrow. We'll probably drop down to a 20-pound leader, smaller hooks, just to kind of take advantage of the clean water and like I said, see if we can put together a decent day.
Yeah, I got you. It's definitely been absolutely beautiful out there around the pass.
Gorgeous.
Looking forward to it. So hopefully it's as banner as it has been and continues to be. And like you said, just hoping and praying weather doesn't booger us up.
Yes, sir. That's what we're hoping. We're just, like I said, it's that time of year where we're just kind of plodding along. And I anticipate, like I said, that the bite's going to be a little bit of a grind. But, as the week goes on here, we get closer to the following week, I think it'll get better and better. So, it's just March Madness, coincides with the tournament, baby.
March Madness.
A little bit of March Madness. Got to get through March, get into April, May, and June, which, in my opinion, are the 3 best months. So it's just going to continue to get better from here.
Yeah, I agree. It's been absolutely insane. Just seeing the transition, how fast it's happened. That cold front kind of slowed things down and took us back down a little bit, but it seemingly gets right back to it. It's amazing. So
yep.
Hopefully we'll see those kingfish stick around a while. What do you think about that? I
hope so. The last couple of years, my personal kingfish bite hasn't been great, and it's had more to do with the wind. When they were here, we just couldn't get out there in the 25-foot bay boat, and not be comfortable.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to do enough kingfishing. It seemed like the days I had trips, it was blowing, and we couldn't get out there. And the days I didn't have trips, it wasn't blowing. We weren't out there. So, just kind of the way it's worked here the last probably 2 seasons for me. And we had some days here and there, but I'm hoping it would be nice. Hopefully this last cold front kind of, slowed them down a little bit so we can get some days where we can get out there and get on them. It's a great breakup from the snook, redfish, and trout thing that we do every day inshore when those fish, they get on the near shore wrecks and reefs and hard bottom, and we can get out there and have a big old day on big Spanish mackerel, big king mackerel.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. So I'm hoping to get to do some of that. I've got rods all set up, rigged up, ready to rock and roll. We just need to get a green light from the weatherman. So we'll see what happens.
Amen to that. Well, we're trying to queue up some drone footage here so you guys can see how clear it's been, but it looks like we're going to probably have to download the file and let it buffer before we can play it. But appreciate you checking in, Mike, and looking forward to Tuesday night, seeing you over there at Bartow Ford.
Yes, sir, my friend. Always looking forward to it. Appreciate the time as always, and have a great show, kiddo.
All right, man. See you, buddy.
All right, partner. See you.
See you, man. Always a pleasure chatting with our buddy, Capt Mike, and talking inshore fishing. Looks like this video is getting queued up slowly, so we'll see if it'll be ready for us here in a minute. But as we get into that, definitely want to show you guys. Yeah, I think downloading it's probably going to be our best bet. But as we get into that, we're also going to talk to you guys a little bit about the weather. But before we do, let's give away our first free trip of the night. We're going to see who won our 10-hour all-day trip. Let's do the 10-hour all-day trip first. So this is a 10-hour all-day trip for 2 guests. Then we got the 5-hour trip for 2. We've got the Hubbard's Marina swag pack to give away, and that 39-hour fishing trip for 1 lucky winner. So make sure you've commented 1 time. Make sure you've liked the video. Make sure you're watching live, because if you're picked as one of the lucky winners, you got to text us your full home address to the phone number on the screen within 5 minutes to prove you're watching live. So let's see who the lucky winner is of that 10-hour all-day trip for 2 guests. Lisa Morris, congratulations, Lisa. You've got 5 minutes or less to claim your free trip from over there in Keystone Heights. Lisa said she wants to go fishing, and guess what? You just won a free trip. 10-hour all-day trip for 2 guests. You got 5 minutes or less to claim that free trip by texting us the phone number on the screen. Let's see. You think it's ready, Josh? All right, it's ready. So let's see this video here so you guys can no cam, so you can see full screen. This is what we're talking about when we say the water is clear. You can literally see as we pan to the east here, look at the sandbar. You can see the second sandbar clear past Indian shores there. Just absolutely insanely beautiful. Now, as we pan to the east, you're going to see the islands. All this video has been posted to our TikTok channel, by the way. Check out Hubbard's Marina on TikTok. We post a ton of video content there from the drone, a lot more frequently. Plus our Instagram stories, our Facebook stories, lots of different posts there. But look at that video right there. It is insane water clarity. I mean, you can just see everything. It's like the Bahamas in Johns Pass right now. People are like, oh, is there still red tide around? Is the seaweed blob going to get us? This is my answer. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, you can literally 100 yards away see the bottom. You can see the blades of grass out there at the islands. It is absolutely gorgeous around the pass right now. Water clarity is insane. Fishing is insane. It is the time to get out there on the water. Beautiful weather as well. So, and with that, it's time to talk a little bit about the weather. So weather is going really, really good for us. Under fishing trips, we're going to hit weather links. We're going to go to our wind finder 5 and 10 hour forecast area. You can see here, gorgeous the next few days. So tomorrow, Monday, less than basically 10 mile an hour winds for a majority of the day. 2 foot or less. Tuesday, less than 10 mile an hour for majority of the day, less than 2 foot. Wednesday, we might get a little bit of a breeze. Looks like potentially a little weak cold front, but it's early. This has been vacillating quite a bit. Might get a little breezy, but not too bad. Thursday, Friday, this has also been vacillating kind of up and down, so it's a little early. Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday could be a little breezier. Sunday looks really good right now. But what's funny is we finally have good weather and we have light loads. Today was Sunday. Today is Sunday. We had 30 people go out there on our 10-hour all-day trip. So half full boat. This afternoon's 5-hour half day had 12 people on it. Literally 12 people. So super extremely light loads. Gorgeous crystal clear water. And just great opportunities to get out there on the water. Estelle Wolfman, appreciate those 100 stars. Bear Guin, I'm going to say, Guin. 50 stars, appreciate it. Jim Evans, Bear again, and Barre, maybe? Barre, I'm going to go Barre. Robin Swindell, appreciate those 100 stars. D Beers with 1,200, appreciate you guys all for sending those stars. Over the last little bit. Sam Lang, appreciate you as well, my brother. As I was saying, though, weather looks best Monday, Tuesday, so hopefully you'll be able to get out there. Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday doesn't look too bad either. Are we showing that right now? Is that happening? All right, yeah. Have you talked to our T-shirt printer yet? All right. So your mic's not on, by the way. But let's show them. Let's show the people. So the great mayonnaise debate has been settled. Has been settled. I'll let you scroll around, Josh, and show your artwork. But the great mayonnaise debate has been settled. There it is. We are going to make a mayonnaise T-shirt with the Hubbard's family recipe. So this is the recipe that we recommend for grilling or broiling your fish. Is going to be the back of the mayonnaise jar, the front of the mayonnaise jar. I'm going to scroll in a little bit so you can see, or Josh is going to scroll in a little bit so you can see. Can they read the front of the mayonnaise jar? A little bit you can. It's kind of hard. Oh, you can on this one. That's great. So every single part of the mayonnaise jar is customized. Every single part. So it's pretty funny, pretty comical, and the mayonnaise debate is over. Hellman's Mayonnaise, it's the brand, the Hubbard's Marina brand. Hopefully we get some kind of letter, because that would make it really, really great. I would love a cease and desist letter to hang on the mantle. So we'll see. But definitely looking forward to our new Hubbard's Mayonnaise T-shirts with the family recipe on the back. So you'll be watching out for those. They're going to be coming to a Hubbard's Marina online store near you. So now we have two live stream show T-shirts. We have the Off the Hook logo, this logo right above me on a T-shirt, and we're going to now have that mayonnaise T-shirt as well. So two different T-shirts that have spawned from these Sunday night live stream shows. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. It's definitely pretty comical. So weather's looking good. We got the new mayonnaise shirt coming soon, and it's time to get into some questions here. So hopefully you guys have some questions. Yes, the Charismatic Megafauna Gang shirt is coming very soon as well. That is our next creation. The supporters in our last supporter show have dreamt up a Charismatic Megafauna Gang t-shirt. So we're starting the CMF Gang, Charismatic Megafauna Gang. And it's going to be some pelicans fishing from a pier with a sabiki rig, catching baby manatees with a bald eagle entangled in a black bear's fishing line. It's going to be really sweet. There's going to be people behind them with buckets throwing whitebait in the air. It's going to be epic. Yes, all of these great t-shirts and more can be bought on the Hubbard's Marina online store. And we're now a graphic design company. I guess we always have been. Josh has created many, many graphic designs, but now it's getting funny. Now we're using our powers for evil along with good. So looking forward to it. The CMF Gang shirt is definitely coming up. Tony Barnes, you're going to wear this new mayonnaise shirt, and you're going to like it. Duke's Mayonnaise is what you can keep in your closet at home and just let collect dust, because Hellman's Mayonnaise or nothing at all. Yeah, the CMF shirt's going to be real. It's going to be awesome. And thanks to the supporters for helping us formulate that awesome shirt. I just can't wait to see a pelican fishing for manatees with a sabiki rig. And I'm going to wear that to an FWC meeting. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
I gotta put Charismatic Megafauna text.
Yes. CMF Gang. It's going to be awesome. All right, so with that, let's get into some questions. Don't forget, Final Friday. That's the big event we're promoting. Bartow Ford Tuesday, Final Friday. So 2 big events this week, too, along with our funny T-shirts. So with that, let's move into some questions. I combined the word question and weather into one. It's pretty cool. Is that weather app available to the public? Funny you should ask. So right on our website, again, if you go to hubbardsmarina.com, you land on our homepage. Really, really sweet homepage. Really cool stuff in there. But click fishing trips and then click weather links. And there's the weather apps we use. There's the NOAA forecast, the live webcams, the radars, the buoys, the weather modeling. But the one I always show you guys tends to be the Wind Finder forecast, upper left-hand side if you visit on a desktop. And it's the first thing you see if you visit on a phone. So yes, that weather app is available to the public. Super, super easy to get. Terry Feather, very, very quick. I like your style. Quether will be the next shirt.
We still have to make a hurricane.
I think the CMF Gang is a whole T-shirt series. I think there needs to be a whole T-shirt series around that. All right.
TBD.
Yeah. So next question. Let's see what our next question is. Are you guys going to carry the new Nomad Squid Trex lures. I think it's Trex, even though it might have auto-corrected to tree lures. I would love to. Nomad is, we were one of the first Nomad dealers in Tampa Bay. It was T.A. Mahoney Company and Hubbard's Marina were the only place you could find Nomad lures. We carried them before they were popular on Wicked Tuna. But then they got really, really popular. They got super big, and now they're very difficult to get. Those squid Trex lures, T.A. Mahoney is probably one of the biggest dealers of Nomad lures in probably Florida, I would imagine. And even he has trouble getting them, so there's no way I'm going to be able to get one as well. It's very, very difficult. But I'm going to try. We're going to try. We're going to order the Nomad DTX minnows again, and we're going to try to get some of those squid jigs in. We do have the Mustad Inkvader octopus jigs, which work really, really well as well. Where can you get bonita belly? You can't really get bonita belly. You can get whole bonita. We sell whole bonita. We sell whole frozen bonita in our frozen bait cooler, and often our bait guy will have ladyfish or mullet available as well. So we typically always have plenty of frozen bait that you can purchase or procure prior to your trips. But typically you have to buy a whole bonita and then cut out the belly, or troll for one on the way out and get some bonita as well. Can we get the legendary Smokey the Mate fishing shirt? That guy has been with you guys so long. Yes, Smokey has threatened. I have a Smokey t-shirt. I have one for my birthday in January. He went to the t-shirt shop in Johns Pass, took a selfie, and then put the photo of him taking a selfie on a t-shirt. So I have a t-shirt at home with Smokey's face on it. But they were apparently out of my size, so Smokey got like a 5X t-shirt. So super nice of him. It was like a gift, but it was also kind of a slap in the face, which if you know Smokey, that is very appropriate. So probably won't ever wear it out, but yeah, it is pretty funny. So a Smokey t-shirt maybe is a good one. But then we'd have
Smokey sleep shirt now.
Yeah, exactly. But the problem is if we make a Smokey t-shirt, then we're going to need a Dusty t-shirt. Then we're going to need a Joe t-shirt, then a Bobby t-shirt, then a Dave t-shirt. Then everybody's going to want a t-shirt, and they're going to be upset if they don't have a t-shirt. So it might be a little tricky. But
we'll make a crew shirt and just put everybody's face on it.
Yeah, there you go.
Then nobody's left out.
Like the Brady Bunch.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of that one live show that we did during COVID, where we had everybody on a Zoom call. That was a total show. That was a cluster of a show. That was not good. Hopefully you guys didn't watch the live show back in like 2020, 2019, 2020, even 2021 was not pretty. Probably even 2022 was not that pretty. It's cleaned up a lot in 2023. Our professionalism has been on an exponential bell curve. But don't look back, whatever you do. Have you heard when red snapper season is going to be open? Great question. Getting this question more and more often as we... Terry watched it. Nice. Thank you, Terry. Getting this question more and more often as we move into summer. And red snapper season, 100 million, 10 billion, trillion % will be June 1st. June 1st, red snapper season will open. I guarantee it. I bet you $100,000 June 1st will be federal for-hire recreational season opener. So charter boats and party boats, us at Hubbard's Marina, 5% or 5 million %. June 1st is our open date. End date is the question, and that won't be really announced. These comments, you gotta close the comments. People are making me laugh.
Hold on, Ryan. Just so you're aware, Dylan wanted that air horn. Okay.
Hit him with the air horns.
I hit him with it.
So as I was saying, the end date is a question. It's probably going to be around best guess August 21st. Like August 19th through 21st, maybe August 22nd, but probably June 1st to about August 19th through 21st, somewhere in there would be my guess. All right, so let's see. Next question. Oh, and if you're looking for red snapper, it's 12-hour extreme, 39-hour, or 44-hour. Those are the only options for you. You don't want to do anything else besides those trips unless it's a long-range private fishing charter. Someone asked about red tide. Is that the next question? Sorry, joining late. Had to work. Is the red tide moving north? No. So, yeah, you could show that one. So we're going to show you the red tide forecast, which is blue is very low, green is present, yellow is low. So most of the area is under either present or very low rating. Some areas along the coastline is a low rating. And this is a forecast, remember. So this is their guess. So very, very, very low numbers of red tide around the area. And if we go to the red tide, statewide status, and actually look at the daily sample map, people always love to correct me. Well, the red tide is still around the area, Dylan. The red tide's not gone. Yes, I'm aware of that. When you look at the sample map, let's zoom out a little bit so you can see it better. So you still can't really see it better. Long story short, there's a few yellow dots. There's 2 orange dots showing medium rating, but a lot of these dots are old. So I was clicking around. The most recent one is like March 22nd, March 24th, but still the ratings, the count is low, less than less than 100 to 10,000. So pretty low concentrations, if any, around the area, and that was 5 days ago. So really, really good conditions around the area. We're keeping live bait alive at the dock. Remember, red tide is around the area all the time. We always have some red tide around the area. It's not dangerous. It's not noticeable unless it blooms. When it blooms, that's when it gets super concentrated. That's when it starts to be felt in the air. That's when it starts to kill fish. The fact that we are able to keep live bait alive in a tank at the dock means there's no concentration of red tide that's noticeable in the area, or it would kill our bait. So, because of that, we know red tide concentrations in Johns Pass are super low. So let's see. Next question. Why can't I use the bathroom on the Flying Hub 2 when it moves? Because it's a Flying Hub 2, man. It's got a wing underneath midships of the vessel. And when you're forward of that wing, which is right basically under the captain's feet, it's a wing. So when we get turbulence, like similar to on an airplane, why can't you move around when the seatbelt sign is on? You can't. Federal law. You got to stay in your seat when the seatbelt sign's on. And the Flying Hub 2 has a wing underneath the vessel that connects the 2 catamaran hulls, and we're riding on that wing. And if we get a little bit of water turbulence, we can come off the wing. And when you come off the wing, you fall about 2.5 foot very abruptly. And a lot of times that comes with a pretty hard stop from the water. So if you're forward of the wing and that happens, you can literally be shot in the air and then slammed to the deck. It's happened to Rich. Rich broke his ankle. It's happened to me. I basically broke my hip. It's happened to my cell phone. Broke a cell phone that way. So it's very dangerous forward of the captain's seat on the Flying Hub 2 because you're further. The more forward you go, the more exponentially profound the movement of the vessel. So when the boat's moving fast, you're not able to get up and walk around. And what's different is, like, people are used to our party boat trips, right? And on a party boat trip, you can get up, you can walk around, you can do whatever you want. But if you go on a 36 yellowfin center console on a private charter, the captain's going to tell you to sit down and don't move in a beanbag on the back of the boat. And you don't move for 2.5 hours. At least on the Flying Hub 2, you're on a bench. You can move around a little bit in the back of the boat. But yeah, you can't go forward to that wing. It's too dangerous while we're moving around. But if you need to use the bathroom, you can always holler out and we'll slow down. And generally, at least when I'm running the boat, we do a bathroom stop on the way home because I got to go to the bathroom. And it's difficult to do unless someone's awake to take the wheel. But yes, broke a hip, Gary. I broke a hip. I was I was climbing down from the chair to get either to the bathroom or to get a drink. I forget. But as I was like stepping off the area where I was driving the boat from, that happened. We fell off the wing. So like my foot's in the air and the boat falls 2.5 feet, and I basically the ground underneath me left, and then the boat came up really fast on the next wave. So went up in the air and then down extremely fast, and I'm a very large man, and landed on my hip, and it was not so great. Not so great for sure. It definitely hurt. Didn't break my hip, but felt like I broke my hip. Limped for a while. Have you heard about the heard about the Reds. How about the Gags? Will the seasons overlap? So there's a lot of confusion around grouper season. Somebody on TikTok was arguing with me today saying, there's no grouper able to be kept. You can't keep red grouper. It's not true. Red grouper season is supposed to be all year, but we're pretty confident that we're going to see a red grouper closure probably around June, I would imagine, is a very informed guesstimate from a well-informed insider knowledge, not my own, someone higher ranking than me above my pay grade in the fishery management structure. Let me know. Most likely going to be probably a closure in June. So that's what we're looking for red grouper. It's supposed to be all year, but could potentially be closing midway through the year. Gag grouper is 100% set in stone for 2023. It's going to open September 1st, and it's going to run through end of day November 10th. So September 1st, all of October, first 10 days in November. That's going to be the gag grouper season. So someone asked how much is a 39-hour trip. It was $449 last year. It's $499 this year. The 39-hour trip is $50 more than last year. Fuel went up exponentially last year, and we never raised our prices. A lot of people did fuel surcharges and really gigged people last year. We did not do that. We didn't charge any fuel surcharges at all through 2022 when fuel went from like $3 or $4 a gallon to almost $7 for us. We never charged a fuel surcharge. So yes, we did go up about 10% in pricing this year, even though fuel went up considerably higher, and so did everything else. So trying to keep the prices as affordable as possible. Let's see, is the water temps affecting the catch? I mean, yes, the water temps are definitely affecting the catch. We're now seeing mackerel and kingfish back. It's really, really awesome to see the mackerel and kingfish back. We're seeing some pretty big kingfish in as shallow as 50, 60 foot of water. We're seeing lots of mackerel around the area. We're seeing the hogfish bite still happening. Not great, but it's still happening. Hogfish might be already spreading out and starting to spawn, so that might make them a little difficult to catch. But we're catching a handful still here and there. We're seeing lots of lanes, mangroves, some pretty nice red grouper action. We got some blackfin tuna around. So definitely plenty of good options. Remember, if you guys have questions, drop them in a text to the phone number on the screen so we can answer your questions live during the show. With that, let's give away another free trip is what I meant to say. We got our 10-hour all-day given away. Let's give away our swag pack. Then we got the 5-hour half-day to give away, and then a 39-hour trip. So remember, if you're picked as a lucky winner of the Hubbard's Marina swag pack, we're going to mail you a shirt. We're going to mail you a hat. We're going to mail you a Hubbard's Marina sticker. But we need to know your shirt size, and we need to know where to mail it. So send us your home address within 5 minutes and your shirt size. And if your name is kind of weird, we need to know if you're a woman's or men's shirt, because sometimes it's hard to tell. And I'm not going to assume because it's 2023. Let's see who the lucky winner is of that Hubbard's Marina swag pack. LaShonda Brown. Congratulations, LaShonda, on the Hubbard's Marina swag pack win. Big ups to LaShonda. All right, so let's see who has got the next question for us. Other than your place, what's your favorite restaurant? Great question. We've got an app for that. We don't have an app for that, but we have a website for that. So Josh is going to navigate over to hubbardsmarina.com right on our Hubbard's Marina homepage. I like going back to the homepage because I like seeing this pop up. It's fun. There's like a big slider here. It shows you some pretty cool photos. But go to where to eat, where to party, where to play, where to stay. We're going to have where to hunt coming soon to a Hubbard's Marina website near you. But go to our website, click where to eat, and this is going to literally showcase the places to eat. So our two partners in John's Pass, Caddy's and Scully's. We also have Delos's Pizza. We've got Mad Beach Craft Brewing Company. Lots of great restaurants in John's Pass. And, of course, our family restaurant, which is the Friendly Fisherman. But this is all made up. All these restaurants are made up from our Meet the Crew page. So if you go to info, Marina info, you can hit Meet the Crew. And this is going to take you to our Hubbard's Marina staff Meet the Crew page. And you're going to be able to scroll over and meet our captains, our crew. Even some of our office staff is listed on here too. And our bookkeeper, even our big guy, Brian is on here. So a little bit of everybody, check it out. And they list their favorite restaurants, which gives us the where to eat page. So asking someone like myself, who is very much into food, what their favorite restaurant is, it is very, very difficult. But I would say one of my favorites right now is Twisted Indian, eating there a lot. But every single restaurant on this page could be considered my favorite restaurant. Solidly. What's up?
This week, too, we will have a filter so you can get breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks.
Filters coming. So you'll be able to hop on the Where to Eat page and say, I want breakfast food near John's Pass. And it's going to show you. We're going to filter it, make it a little easier to find stuff, and continue to add to it. So the goal is basically when you come into town, if you're not from John's Pass, if you're not from Pinellas County, you'll be able to use our website for everything. Where to play, where to stay at a hotel, where to eat, booking your dolphin cruises. We're also working on building out an interactive John's Pass map. So when you visit John's Pass, right on our website page, you'll have an interactive map that'll show you the places that you have to go. If you want to drink, it'll show you the best places to drink. If you want to eat, it'll show you the best restaurants, the best shops. It'll show you some of the deals in John's Pass. So we're working on creating a John's Pass landing page too. So some exciting things coming in the works that Josh, Jared, and the guys at Hubbard's Media are all working to formulate, create, and innovate. So big things coming this year for sure. With that, let's get back into some questions and see what we got going on. Questions. What kind of foods are sourced on a 39-hour trip? Like what kind of food do we serve? Is I assume what this question means. So generally we do a small meal on the way out. So that could be like a sausage and peppers. That could be a meatball sub. That could be a Philly cheesesteak sub. That could be a variety of different sandwiches, the small meal on the way out. Then we do typically a little midnight snack when we start fishing. Then a 3-course kind of country breakfast, generally either pancakes, bacon and eggs, or it's like sausage and gravy and eggs, or some sort of kind of cool breakfast. Then generally a lunch sandwich like hamburgers or sausage and peppers or Philly cheesesteak, whatever we didn't do for the small meal on the way out. And then a 3-course dinner, plus you get soda, water, you get happy hour beer pricing. So the meal package on the 39 and 44-hour trips are pretty awesome. It's the best food for at least 75 miles, guaranteed. No, seriously, it's a pretty good food. I like it. I always enjoy the meal package. I will bring some of my own food. Like I generally bring protein bars, Gatorade, some energy drinks, because we don't carry that kind of stuff in the galley. And it's always good to supplement. I'm a big boy. I like to eat a lot. So some protein bars are always good. Some electrolytes, basically, is what you're looking for. At least for me, because I catch a lot of fish and get tired. Let's see. What other questions do we have? Greetings from Seminole County. Seminole County, over there in Central Florida. I used to live in Seminole County when I went to UCF. Is it true that hogfish switch genders for mating? Not quite. They do switch genders, but it's not for mating. I guess it is for mating, but hogfish, gags, red grouper too, snook. There's more, but I forget. All switch sexes. Like a gag grouper generally is going to be born as a female and then will go to male, depending on the population and environment. And that's a big question that they're still trying to kind of search out in general about the population and what causes certain fish to decide to transition, because they're worried about the number of gag grouper in the population right now. Another great question. Why are the shrimp so small? Weather. So every year around, normally not this early, normally around May, shrimp start getting really, really small. And then they stay small until about August. When water temperatures get warm, big shrimp move offshore. So anybody in the state of Florida who sells shrimp generally gets it from like the Hudson area, Hudson, Newport Richey, Homosassa. That's where everybody baits shrimps. They fish for bait shrimp in the bay or along the coast, maybe a mile or two from shore, maybe 3 or 4 miles from shore, but not 9, 10, 12, 15 miles from shore. That's where they food shrimp, where they catch shrimp for food. Bait shrimp is done very close to shore or in the bay on small vessels. And when the water gets warm, the shrimp leave. In times of red tide, shrimp are bigger, they proliferate, they don't leave because their food is staying on the coastline. During the summer, when the water gets really hot, the shrimp move deeper to stay cooler. They're very, very hard to catch. So in the summer, we have very small shrimp or we have very low numbers of shrimp. Generally, we'll run out of shrimp. Generally, it's hard to get shrimp. Only people who buy shrimp heavily all year. We're blessed because we buy 5, 6, 8, 10, 12,000 shrimp a day. So during the time of year when it gets harder for people to have shrimp, we generally have it when others don't. But the size of the shrimp shrinks. And we're already seeing that, which is pretty crazy to see it this early in the year. But also, water's warming up really, really fast. So we are seeing smaller shrimp already. And that trend is unfortunately only going to continue. And that is annual. That happens every year. And it generally by like May, they're pretty small. And they're also really hard to get. So like we'll order 10,000 and we'll get 6,000. Or we'll order 12,000 and we'll get 4,000. So it gets really, really tricky and tough. And we run out of shrimp fast. And people are like, the shrimp stinks, man. I'm going to go get shrimp somewhere else. And then they'll go to another tackle shop and they have even smaller shrimp. Or they're out of shrimp completely. Because again, anybody who sells shrimp around Tampa Bay area gets shrimp from the same like 7 shrimp suppliers out of like Hudson, Homosassa area. So it is very frustrating, but it's something that happens every single year as the water warms up all the way through the summer. Typically kind of the peak is around July where we see. Let's see. What other questions do we have? Man, almost 300 live viewers between Facebook and Instagram tonight, plus TikTok. So we're probably over 300 live viewers. I have an underwater light that I use to attract fish whenever I go night fishing off bridges and piers. Is it something I could bring and use during the night on the 39 hour? It runs off battery. yes and no. I wouldn't recommend it just because if it got tangled up, which could possibly happen pretty easily, you're going to lose it. Plus extra batteries on deck and lots of water moving around, fish flopping. It just doesn't lend itself to a good environment for a battery. If you're going to bring a battery for like an electric reel, we don't recommend it. We really don't want it, but some people have to because of like injuries or physical limitations. Then we ask them to bring it in like a kitty litter square bucket with a closed lid, and they just cut a hole in the top and run the cords through and then kind of duct tape it so it's somewhat watertight. I wouldn't recommend it though. We have a lot of lights on deck on the 39 hour that already shine out over the water, so we already are pretty well lit. So hanging a small underwater light is not really going to attract many more fish than our floodlights are already going to do. We have these special lights that I think they were just shy of $900, and we have 6 of them up and down the side of the Florida Fisherman. So we have a lot of light on the boat already. So I really wouldn't worry about bringing your own light. It's going to be a hassle. It's going to be in your way, and it's not something you really necessarily need. But I like that you bring it bridge fishing. I'm sure that works pretty well for you. Someone asked, do you still drink bourbon? I wouldn't say I don't, but I haven't. I haven't drank since Thanksgiving, really. It's been almost 4 months. It's been 4 months, really, since I last drank alcohol. And pretty crazy. But just helping me think clearer and stay more motivated and keep my energy levels up. Plus, just trying to get overall healthier and trying to improve myself. So not that I am not going to drink bourbon again, because I still have a pretty nice bourbon collection. And I've never been able to collect bourbon or whiskey. I normally just get it and then drink it. But now I actually have a collection because I don't drink it. So it is not one of those things that I'm saying like I quit drinking, but quit drinking for now. Someone asked, what do you offer to vegans? Unfortunately, trying to think about how to word this, but the easiest way to say it is we don't accommodate any special dietary requests. If you're gluten-free, if you're vegan, if you're pescatarian, if you're any sort of special dietary request, just don't get a meal package because we can't accommodate that. Our galleys are super small. We don't have a lot of room. We can't really accommodate special requests just because of the amount of people we have to feed and the small space we have to do it. Our galley crew is already working a miracle, making hot prepared food, cooked to order, hundreds of miles. A lot of times they're not hundreds of miles, but tens of miles from shore. So it's impossible to accommodate like allergies or special requests, dietary requests. So if you're like gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian, whatever, it's best to bring your own food for sure. Let's see. What is the reason multiple beads are used on the hog snapper rig? So it's a hogfish. It's a wrasse. It's not a snapper. But a lot of people call them hog snappers. So calling them a hog snapper is not wrong, but I always like to make that clear. It's not a snapper. It's not in the snapper species. It's a wrasse. But the reason the beads are used is definitely really explained pretty in-depth into fishing tips on our fishing tips and tricks page. If you go to fishing trips, that link at the top of the page, and go down to fishing video links, the first one is fishing tips and tricks page. And if you scroll down to general, no, did I pass it? Josh is saying I passed it. So this one, how to catch hogfish and what rigs to use. This one elicits pretty in-depth, a lot about different rigs that work well for the hogfish. But the question specifically was, why do we use so many beads? And in my opinion, might have a little to do with the color, might have a lot to do with the sound, might have a lot to do with the visual of more things separating and making more of a puff on the bottom of sand. Remember, hogfish are wrasse. They're in the wrasse family. They're cruising above the bottom, looking for crustacean on the bottom. So when those beads separate and that weight separates and they hit the bottom, it's a bunch of little puffs of sand. Then they have the live shrimp, plus they have the color, plus they have if the weight kind of comes down on those beads, you have a bunch of beads clacking together with the weight, which sounds like a crustacean as well under the water. If you swim down, you listen, that's what it sounds like. It's crustacean, basically. So it's mimicking sound. It's got the visualization, and it's got lots of ways to attract that fish. Yukimi Barker, appreciate those stars. Craig Robinson, appreciate the stars. Don Schuett, what's up, my man? Robin Swindell, thank you so much. And then big old 1200 from Nick Nieves and A&C Transportation. Appreciate y'all for sending those stars and supporting us. All right, so I think oh my goodness, we are running out of time. Let's give away our 5-hour half day for 2 guests, and then we're going to answer one more question, then we'll wrap up the show. Time kind of got away from me tonight. 5-hour half day for 2 guests goes to, look at that, Paul Floyd. There's your small shrimp. Hopefully that makes up for it, buddy. In the small shrimp confusion. So that's awesome. He was out fishing today with his better half, Kaylee. So pretty awesome that you guys won a 5-hour half day for 2. Good excuse to come back and catch him up again. So hopefully, actually, matter of fact, I know they caught a hogfish because I saw a photo of it. But I think Kaylee caught the hogfish, so maybe Paul is a little sad. So the shrimp worked for her. Tough crowd. Hopefully you heard that. Let's see. What's the word on the seaweed blob? Don't kill me for asking. If I could, I would kill you. No, I'm just kidding. There is no seaweed blob. There is no news about it. Stop asking about it. There is no possible way. So we kind of talked about it last week. Josh is pulling it up again for us. SpaghettiModels.com. Our good buddy Mike from Mike's Weather Page has this really, really cool little tool which shows us why it is impossible for the news media's big evil seaweed blob to attack us in central West Florida, because that seaweed blob is down here south of Puerto Rico, South Dominican Republic, south of Haiti, south of the east side of Cuba, and it's in this current. This current's going to push it over here. A lot of it's going to hit the Yucatan Peninsula. What doesn't hit the Yucatan will come into the Gulf. And guess what? It's going to hit this thing called the loop current in the Gulf. The loop current's going to take it and send almost all of it down towards Cuba. So what didn't hit Mexico is going to get Cuba. Some of it might break off in this little loop eddy right here. And guess where it's going? That area off the Mississippi, all these oil rigs, Destin, Panama City, Mexico Beach, eastern Louisiana, maybe some of western Louisiana, maybe some of northeast Texas, but Gulf of Mexico, baby. Look at Tampa Bay. She's safe. Nice little loop eddy right here, making it impossible for any seaweed to affect Tampa Bay. Stop asking about... No, I'm just kidding. You can keep asking me questions. There's no stupid questions. It's only stupid not to ask. And I don't mind further explaining how impossible it will be for any seaweed to affect Tampa Bay. Now, if you live on the east coast of Florida, anywhere on the middle to south part of east coast of Florida, you're pretty much screwed. Seaweed is going to get you. The Keys, seaweed probably going to get you pretty good. Cuba, you're screwed. Yucatan, you're screwed. Destin, eastern Louisiana, pretty good chance you're going to get some seaweed. Maybe not be screwed, but you're going to get some seaweed. Tampa Bay, no shot. No shot at seaweed blobs. So, great question. Great one to end on. Don't forget to stay tuned for our mayonnaise greatest mayonnaise of all time t-shirts and the CMF Gang t-shirt, Charismatic Megafauna t-shirt, and we've got tons more great t-shirts at hubbardsmarina.com. You can click store, check out our online store, and buy you some funny t-shirts. And hopefully we'll see you Tuesday night, Bartow Ford, 6 to 8 p.m. Hopefully we'll see you Sunday night, every Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. for our live stream show. Don't forget, this Friday, 6 to 9 p.m., we've got Final Friday. Gonna be a blast. Final Friday is gonna be popping off. Free beer, free food, great time, live music. Hopefully we'll see you Final Friday this Friday night, 6 to 9 p.m. Also, don't forget as well, check us out on our TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, all these different pages, every single social media there is. Look up Hubbard's Marina, like our page, follow us. And a lot of people ask me, hey, Dylan, I don't see any of your videos. Someone today was like, hey, man, why don't you make any more videos? I used to watch your morning videos, and I don't see them anymore. We still make those morning videos almost every day, probably more frequently than we ever have before. We're doing tons of content. We've got tons of great videos on our TikTok channel. But remember, there's a social media algorithm that purposefully twists what you see, and it's trying to show you what it thinks you want to see. So if you like our page, if you like our posts, if you want to see the photos, if you want to see the videos, you have to like them. You have to comment on them. If you don't like or comment something and you just scroll past it, the algorithm, the computers in the interwebs think you don't like the content, and it stops showing you the content. So even if it's something you don't really love, still like the post, so that way you still seek other content we post. Because if you start scrolling by stuff we post without liking it, you're not going to see our stuff anymore. And then a week from now, you're going to be like, I didn't catch the live show. It didn't remind me the live show was happening. It's because you're not liking the posts. That's what's happening. The algorithm, the interwebs, think they're smarter than you and think they know what you want to see, and they stop showing you stuff you don't like. So whether it's Hubbard's Marina, whether it's Publix, whether it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, whatever it is, whether it's your best friend Sue down the street that you used to go to high school with, you have to like their stuff that they post, or you won't see it anymore. You can have 500 Facebook friends, but if you get on Facebook and start scrolling, you're not going to see all 500 Facebook friends in your feed. You're only going to see the ones that you interact with, the ones you like their stuff, the ones you comment to and from and message to and from. It's pretty crazy how smart the internet is, and it tries to figure you out. So don't let it figure you out. Make sure you like everything Hubbard's Marina posts. Don't forget to comment, don't forget to share, and don't forget to tune in every Sunday night. Because remember, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy. Thanks for watching tonight, guys. Remember, if you're a supporter, the Supporters After Show is going to start at 8:50. 8:50, the Supporters After Show is going to start. If you want to become a supporter tonight, Josh just dropped the link in the Facebook feed. It's also a button at the top of the Facebook page. Behind the scenes content. Lots of great stuff. CMF gang. All right. Also, big shout out to our friends at Gator Jim's Tackle, 3301 Pinellas Point Drive, South in St. Pete. Great time over there. Great people. Killer deals. Awesome selection. Someone asked where the Tuesday night event is. It's at Bartow Ford over there in Bartow, Florida. About an hour and 40-minute drive from Johns Pass. It's kind of like south east of Tampa. It's out there as a way, but it's a beautiful location. And if you're in the Tampa, if you're in South Tampa, if you're in Brandon, if you're in East Tampa, not a far drive for you at all. If you're in Pinellas County like me, it's a little bit of a hike. But Final Friday is worth the drive. Bartow Ford is worth the drive. Remember, Captain Scott Moore, Tuesday night, incredible fisherman. He's forgotten more about fishing than I know. He's been doing it forever. Literally wrote the book on snook fishing in Tampa Bay. So come join us Tuesday night, 6 to 8 p.m. Friday night, 6 to 9 p.m. Don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy. Let's see who won the 39-hour trip. 39-hour trip for one. Let's see who the lucky winner is. Dawn Smith. Congratulations, Dawn. You are the lucky winner from Tampa, Florida. All locals tonight. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for watching. Remember, Supporters After Show starts in 10 minutes, 8:50. And it's Hellman's Mayonnaise. Don't forget it. See ya.